Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about small talk. Do you know what small talk is? It's a type of conversation that isn't too serious. Small talk is used to exchange simple ideas, break the silence, connect with people, or even make new friends. It's like saying, "Hey, I see you. Let's talk about something light." Imagine this. You're meeting someone for the first time, maybe at a party, in the office, or while waiting for a train. What do you say? Since you don't know them well, you probably won't start with your life story. Instead, you begin with something simple. For example, "Hi, how's it going?" Or, "Beautiful weather today, isn't it?" These short, friendly lines are examples of small talk. Small talk happens everywhere: shops, cafes, elevators, buses, parks, or even in line at the grocery store. Think about when you go to a coffee shop to order coffee. You might say to the barista, "Busy day for you guys," or "Wow, it smells great in here." These little comments are small talk, and they help make the world a friendlier place. Why does small talk matter? Small talk is important because it helps us build connections. Human connections matter, don't you think? Even a short chat can make you feel happier or more comfortable. And for English learners like you, small talk is a great chance to practice. It provides quick, simple sentences to say aloud. It doesn't require long thinking or complicated grammar. If you're new to small talk, it may feel difficult at first. You might think, "What should I say? Will the other person understand me? What if I make a mistake?" These thoughts are totally normal. Don't worry. Many people feel shy, including native English speakers. You're not alone. Small talk might feel awkward at first, but practice makes it easier. Small talk doesn't have to be perfect. Even native speakers make mistakes. For example, someone might accidentally say, "How's weather the today?" instead of "How's the weather today?" But that's okay. The goal of small talk isn't perfect grammar. It's communication and connection. So don't be too hard on yourself. Let's take a real-life example. Imagine your neighbor is outside watering their plants. As you walk by, you could say, "Hi, the garden looks great." This small compliment might lead to more conversation. Maybe your neighbor smiles and says, "Thank you, I've been working on it a lot." Then you can ask, "Oh, what kind of flowers are these?" Just like that, you've started a conversation. Great job. Overcoming the fear of small talk. Sometimes when learning English, you might worry about what other people think. You might think, "What if they laugh at my accent? What if they think my English is bad?" Here's a secret. Most people appreciate the effort. They will respect you for trying to speak and connect. In fact, many people will want to help you. Everyone starts somewhere. Even native speakers weren't born talking perfectly. They had to learn, just like you. Every word you say and every sentence you practice brings you closer to fluency. Think of small talk as a workout for your English skills. Short, light conversations help build stronger speaking muscles. Another great thing about small talk is that it's often repetitive. People use the same sentences again and again. For example, "Hi there. How are you?" "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" "Lovely day, isn't it?" "Yeah, it's beautiful." These are phrases you'll hear often. If you learn a few key lines, like greetings or weather comments, you'll be ready for many situations. And the best part? You don't need to remember long speeches. Just a few words are enough to start a conversation. Practicing small talk. Let's practice now. Imagine you're at a bus stop. Someone stands beside you. You want to talk. What could you say? You could try, "Hi, the buses are really slow today, aren't they?" This shows you're open to chatting. The other person might reply, "Yeah, they really are. I hope it comes soon." Just like that, you're having a conversation. Or imagine you're in an elevator. It's quiet, and someone is standing next to you. To break the silence, you could smile and say, "This elevator is fast, huh?" It's a simple comment, but who knows where the conversation might lead? Maybe you'll find out you work in the same building or like the same coffee shop. It's about connection, not perfection. Remember, small talk isn't about being perfect, it's about being friendly. Being friendly matters more than grammar or vocabulary. For example, if you say, "Nice day, isn't," instead of "Nice day, isn't it?" it's still okay. The person will understand your meaning. Conversations are not grammar tests. They're about connection. Sometimes people might just smile and not reply much. That's okay too. Maybe they're shy or don't feel like talking. It's not about you, so don't take it personally. The important thing is that you tried. Not everyone will want to chat, and that's normal. Learning from observation. Here's a tip. Watch how native speakers use small talk. Pay attention in movies, TV shows, or real life. What do they say when they meet someone new? Listen for patterns, common phrases, and topics. Then, try to copy these phrases in your own conversations. Think of it as learning through observation. Let's practice some simple phrases to get you started. "Hi, how are you?" "Wow, it's so cold today." "Lovely weather we're having, isn't it?" "Do you come here often?" "What a long line." "Do you think it'll move fast?" Small talk topics are usually simple. Avoid heavy topics like politics or personal problems. Instead, keep it light. Talk about the weather, your surroundings, or even give a compliment. For example, "I love your bag." "Where did you get it?" People love compliments, and they can lead to fun conversations. Your challenge. Now, here's your challenge for today. Try small talk with one new person. It could be someone at work, school, or even a friendly shopkeeper. Just say something simple like, "Hello, how's your day going?" Don't overthink it. You're practicing, and that's what matters most. Finally, don't forget to relax. Small talk is meant to be fun and casual. Enjoy it. You're not just improving your English, you're building relationships, learning about culture, and becoming more confident. Every word you say helps you grow a little more. The next time you see someone you want to talk to, start with a simple greeting. Say, "Hi, how are you?" Or if that feels too formal, make a small comment like, "Wow, it's so cold today, isn't it?" Just one sentence is enough to begin. You can do this. Remember, every small conversation helps you grow. Small talk isn't about being perfect. It's about being friendly. Every hello, every question, and every little chat brings you closer to fluency. So, smile, say hi, and keep practicing. You're doing an amazing job, and I'm so proud of you. Part 3. We've discussed greetings, topics, and body language. Now let's explore specific situations where small talk often happens. Knowing how to handle these interactions will help you feel more confident. At a party, parties can feel overwhelming because of the many people around. You might feel nervous or unsure about who to talk to, but remember, most people feel the same way. Starting a conversation might be easier than you think. At a party, you can begin with something simple. If you're meeting someone for the first time, say, Hi, I'm your name. What's your name? If you've met them before, you can say, Hi, nice to see you again. How have you been? These are friendly and polite openers. After the introduction, what's next? Look around the room. Is there music playing? Food on the table? You can comment on these things. The music is great, isn't it? Or, this cake looks amazing. Have you tried it yet? Light comments like these can spark a conversation. If the party is for a special event, use that as your topic. At a birthday party, you might say, Wow, the decorations are beautiful. Did you help set them up? At a wedding, you could comment, The bride looks stunning, doesn't she? These positive remarks help you connect with others easily. At work. If you work in an office or with a team, small talk is very common. It helps build relationships with coworkers and makes the workplace more enjoyable. When you see a colleague in the morning, greet them with a smile. Say, Good morning. Did you have a nice weekend? Or, Hello. How's your day going so far? These are casual and friendly ways to start a conversation. Lunchtime is another great opportunity for small talk. If you're sitting with a coworker in the break room, you could ask, What did you bring for lunch today? Or, Do you have a favorite cafe around here? These simple questions show interest in the other person and make for easy conversation. Work-related topics can also be useful. After a meeting, you might say, That discussion was interesting, wasn't it? If you're working on a project together, you could ask, How's your part of the project coming along? These keep the conversation light while maintaining a professional tone. On public transportation, buses, subways, and trains are common places for small talk, but not everyone wants to chat, especially in the morning. Start with something light and friendly. If the bus is late, you could say, The bus is taking forever today, isn't it? If it's crowded, you might joke, Looks like everyone decided to take the bus today. These remarks fit the situation and invite a response. If the person seems interested in talking, you can continue with, Do you take this route often? Or do you live nearby? If they don't respond much, don't worry. Just smile and move on. In shops and cafes. When you're out shopping or grabbing a coffee, there are many chances to use small talk. At the checkout, you might say to the cashier, You guys are busy today, huh? Or, Your coffee always smells amazing. These small comments brighten someone's day and give you a chance to practice. If you're in a store and someone is browsing the same aisle, you could say, That's a great brand, I've tried it before. Have you? Or, Wow, the prices are really good today. These casual remarks make for easy, pressure-free conversation. In parks or outdoor spaces, parks and outdoor spaces are great places for small talk, especially when the weather is nice. If you're sitting on a park bench and someone is nearby, you could say, It's such a beautiful day, isn't it? If they have a dog, try saying, Your dog is adorable. What's its name? People love talking about their pets, so this is always a great way to start a conversation. Another example. If you see someone jogging, you could say, You're fast. How long have you been running? Or, I wish I had the energy to run like that. These fun comments show you're observant and friendly. Ending a conversation. Knowing how to end a conversation politely is just as important as starting one. You don't want to leave too suddenly, or it may feel awkward. Instead, try these polite phrases. It was great talking to you. Have a wonderful day. Well, I should get going. Take care. I'll see you around. Goodbye. A friendly smile or a wave also helps end the chat on a positive note. Practice challenge. Think about the places you visit daily: your office, the bus stop, a shop, or your favorite cafe. For each place, come up with one small talk topic. For example, at the cafe, "This place is always busy, isn't it?" At the bus stop, "Looks like it might rain later." Practice these phrases in your mind, then try using one when you're out. Small talk gets easier the more you try it, so don't be afraid to take the first step. Part 4. By now, you've learned so many ways to start small talk, from greetings to discussing the weather and asking simple questions. You're gaining confidence with each step. Let's now focus on how small talk varies in different countries and cultures. Small talk can be slightly different depending on where you are. Every culture has its own ideas about what is polite or friendly. For example, in the UK, talking about the weather is very common. You can say, "It's such a lovely day, isn't it?" Or, "So much rain lately." And people will often smile and reply. However, in some countries where the weather doesn't change much, this might not be a common topic. Instead, people may prefer to talk about food, family, or local events. If you're unsure what to say, observe how locals interact. What do they talk about when they meet? This can help you choose the right topics. Personal space and gestures also vary between cultures. In some places, people stand close when they talk. In others, they prefer more distance. If someone steps back while you're speaking, don't take it personally. They're just finding their comfort zone. Similarly, some cultures use a lot of hand gestures during conversations, while others keep them to a minimum. Understanding these differences will help you feel more comfortable making small talk anywhere in the world. People use their hands a lot when they speak. They point, wave, or make big gestures. In other cultures, people might keep their hands still. Both are okay. Just be yourself and stay open to learning about different styles. Here's something else that's good to know. In some cultures, asking personal questions is very normal during small talk. For example, in many parts of Asia or the Middle East, people might ask, "Are you married?" or "Do you have children?" These are polite and friendly questions in their culture. However, in some Western countries, these questions might feel too personal, especially if you're meeting for the first time. If someone asks you a question that feels too personal, it's okay to answer lightly. For example, if they ask, "Are you married?" you can smile and say, "Not yet," or "Yes, I am." Small talk doesn't require long or detailed answers. A short response is perfectly fine. Now let's focus on universal topics, things you can talk about with almost anyone, anywhere. These are simple, light subjects that work in most cultures. 1. Daily activities. Ask questions like, "How's your day going so far?" Or, "Have you been busy today?" These are very common and polite small talk starters. 2. Compliments. You can say, "I love your shirt. Where did you get it?" People enjoy compliments, and they're a great way to start a chat. 3. Current events. Ask, "Have you heard about a positive local event?" For example, if there's a festival in town, you can ask, "Are you planning to go to the festival this weekend?" 4. Hobbies. Try asking, "What do you enjoy doing on weekends?" Or, "Do you like reading or watching movies?" These are fun topics that show you're interested in the other person. These universal topics are like a toolbox. Keep them in your mind and use them whenever you need something to say. They work in many situations and help you feel more prepared. But what happens if the conversation takes a turn and you don't understand? Let's say the other person says something and you're not sure what they mean. This can feel a little scary, but don't worry. It's okay to ask for clarification. For example, you can say, "Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't catch it. What did you say? Can you explain that? I'm still learning English." People will usually be happy to repeat or explain. They'll see that you're trying and will respect your effort. Never feel embarrassed about asking for help. Every time you practice, you improve. Another thing you might hear is a slang word or idiom. These are casual expressions that don't always make sense literally. For example, "It's raining cats and dogs," which means it's raining heavily. "I'm feeling blue," which means feeling sad. If you hear slang or idioms and you're unsure, feel free to say, "Oh, sorry, what does that mean?" Most people will happily explain. Learning slang and idioms will help you sound more natural in conversations. Let's try a quick role play together. Imagine you're at an outdoor market and someone is looking at the same item as you. You notice they're holding a beautiful piece of jewelry. You can say, "That's so pretty. Are you buying it for yourself or as a gift?" This question is friendly, simple, and easy to answer. Now imagine they reply, "Oh, it's for my sister. Her birthday is coming up." You can keep the conversation going by saying something like, "That's so sweet. I'm sure she'll love it. Is she older or younger than you?" See how this flows naturally? You started with a comment, asked a question, and followed up with another question. Great job. Remember, small talk is like dancing. You take a step, and the other person takes a step. It's about balance and energy. If someone seems interested in talking, keep the conversation light and friendly. If they don't seem interested, it's okay to stop. Not every conversation will last a long time, and that's perfectly fine. To finish this part, here's one last piece of advice. Enjoy it. Small talk is not just about practicing English. It's also about learning new things, meeting new people, and having fun. Each conversation is a small adventure. Be curious, be kind, and stay open to the experience. Your challenge for today: pay attention to people's small talk styles in different situations. What topics do they talk about? How do they greet each other? What kind of tone do they use? This will help you become a better observer and learner. And of course, don't forget to try out a new small talk phrase or question you've learned here. Part 5. In this part, let's talk about how to sound natural during small talk. What makes a conversation feel smooth? Why do some people seem so relaxed, like they always know the right thing to say? The good news is, it's not a secret, and you can do it too. 1. Use filler words. Native speakers use these all the time, especially in casual conversations. Filler words are small, simple words like, like. They give you a second to think while you're speaking and make your sentences sound more natural. Let's look at an example. Someone asks you, "Do you like this city so far?" Instead of answering straight away, you could say, it's really nice. The weather's great, and the people are so friendly." See how and make the response sound casual and relaxed? Of course, don't use too many filler words, just a few here and there, like seasoning and cooking. A little makes things better, but too much can be overwhelming. 2. Pay attention to intonation. Intonation is the rise and fall of your voice when you speak. In English, we often raise our voice at the end of a question. For example, "It's a nice day, isn't it?" The tone goes up at the end, making it clear it's a question. For statements, the intonation usually goes down at the end. "The park is really crowded today." The falling tone makes it clear this is a comment, not a question. Paying attention to intonation will help you sound more natural and confident. 3. Use short phrases instead of long sentences. In small talk, people don't usually speak in long, complicated sentences. Keep it simple. For example, instead of, "The weather outside is extremely hot and uncomfortable today," say, "Wow, it's so hot today." Instead of, "I went to a new restaurant last night and the food was delicious. I really enjoyed it." Say, "I tried a new restaurant yesterday. The food was great." Short sentences are easier to say, easier to understand, and they sound more relaxed. 4. Repeat part of the question. Sometimes you might feel stuck and need time to think. Here's a trick: repeat part of the question. This gives you time to organize your answer. For example, if someone asks, "Where did you go last weekend?" Instead of staying silent while thinking, you can say, "Where did I go last weekend?" "Oh, I went to the beach." Repeating the question helps you sound natural even while thinking. 5. Show interest. Sometimes, the best way to keep a conversation flowing naturally is to react to what the other person says. You don't always have to think of a new question or topic, just show interest. For example, if they say, "I just got back from a trip," you can reply, "Oh, nice. Where did you go?" If they say, "I've been so busy with work," you could say, "Oh no, what have you been working on?" These follow-up questions show you're listening and engaged. All of these responses are natural, brief, and show genuine interest in what the other person is saying. Now, let's discuss topics to avoid. While small talk is meant to be light and casual, there are certain subjects that might not be the best choice to bring up. For instance, it's usually best to steer clear of politics or religion unless the other person initiates the topic and seems open to discussing it. Avoid talking about personal finances in detail. Questions like, "How much do you make?" can feel intrusive. Also, refrain from making jokes about someone's appearance, accent, or culture, as these kinds of comments can make people uncomfortable. Sticking to positive and light topics helps ensure that the conversation is enjoyable for both you and the other person. Another important skill in mastering small talk is knowing when to wrap it up. Every conversation naturally comes to an end, and that's completely normal. But how can you exit a chat without making it feel abrupt or awkward? One great way is to briefly summarize the conversation before saying goodbye. For example, you could say, "It was great talking to you about topic. Hope you have a great day." "Well, I'd better get back to work. It was nice meeting you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Maybe we'll run into each other again soon." By summarizing the conversation, you show that you were engaged and enjoyed the chat. It also creates a smooth and natural transition to ending the conversation. Let's try practicing this in a role-play scenario. Imagine you're at a library discussing books with someone. After chatting for a few minutes, it's time to leave. You might say, "This was fun. Thanks for the book recommendation. I'll check it out. See you." "Well, I should go grab my book now. It was nice talking to you." These phrases are polite and friendly, making it clear that you're ending the conversation while maintaining a positive tone. Before we wrap up this section, remember, you're already doing great. Every conversation, no matter how short, helps you improve. There's no need to rush or feel pressured to master everything at once. Take it step by step, and over time, you'll become a pro at small talk. For today's challenge, try listening to conversations around you in English. You don't need to participate, just observe. Notice how people start their conversations, the topics they discuss, and how they use their tone and filler words. This kind of practice will help you recognize patterns and feel more prepared to join in next time. Every bit of effort you put in will pay off. Keep going. You're not just improving your English skills. You're also building confidence and strengthening your ability to connect with others. The more you practice, the closer you get to speaking naturally and fluently. Part 6. In this section, we'll focus on building deeper connections through small talk. While small talk may seem simple, it can actually lead to meaningful relationships. Let's explore how. Have you ever had a casual conversation that unexpectedly turned into something deeper? Maybe you started with a basic question like, "How's your day going?" And it evolved into a real discussion. This happens when two people find common ground, something they both care about. So how can you discover common ground with someone? The key is to look for shared interests. People enjoy talking about what excites them, and if you can find out what someone is passionate about, the conversation becomes much more engaging for both of you. Here's how to do it. Start with a general question like, "What do you usually do on weekends? Do you have any hobbies? What kind of movies or music do you like?" When they respond, listen carefully. If they say, "I love photography," or "I enjoy hiking," that gives you insight into their interests. If you share the same interest, you can respond with, "Oh, me too. What kind of photos do you like to take?" "I love hiking as well. Where do you usually go?" But what if their interest is different from yours? That's perfectly fine. You can still ask follow-up questions to show curiosity and keep the conversation flowing. For instance, if they say, "I play the piano," you could respond with, "Wow, that's amazing. How long have you been playing? What's your favorite piece to play?" Showing curiosity makes the other person feel valued, even if you don't share the same hobby. Let's practice connecting through shared interests. Imagine you're talking to someone who says, "I just started learning to cook." You could respond in two ways. If you also enjoy cooking, "Really? What kind of dishes do you like to make? I love trying new recipes." If cooking isn't your thing, that's cool. Is it hard to learn? What's the best dish you've made so far? Both responses show interest and keep the conversation going. Now let's talk about humor in small talk. Humor is a great tool for building connections. A shared laugh makes conversations feel more comfortable and enjoyable. But how can beginners in English use humor in a safe and simple way? One easy method is to joke about situations, not people. For example, if you're both standing in a long line, you could say, "At this rate, we might reach the front by next year." If it suddenly starts raining while you're outside, you could smile and say, "Guess I picked the wrong day to leave my umbrella at home." These light-hearted jokes are easy to understand and don't require complex English. They also make conversations more relaxed, allowing the other person to laugh along with you. However, be mindful when using humor. Avoid making jokes about people. Even if you don't intend for it to be offensive, certain jokes might come across as rude or hurtful. Instead, stick to safe, positive humor that everyone can enjoy. Another great way to build connections is by noticing small details about the other person. For example, if someone is wearing a unique necklace, you could compliment it by saying, "That's a beautiful necklace. Where did you get it?" If they mention something important to them, remember it for next time. Imagine you see the same coworker every morning by the coffee machine. If they told you yesterday, "I'm taking my dog to the vet today," you could follow up the next day by asking, "Hey, how's your dog doing?" This small gesture shows that you listened and cared, which strengthens your connection with the person. Now let's talk about how small talk can help you build relationships over time. Sometimes small talk is just the starting point. A quick chat while waiting in line at the grocery store might remain short, but what about people you see regularly? Engaging in small talk each day can gradually lead to a genuine friendship. Think about a neighbor you often encounter. The first day, you might simply say, "Hi, nice weather today." A week later, you might add, "How's your garden coming along?" Over time, these brief exchanges create a connection. Before you know it, you've built a friendly relationship without even trying. The same can happen at work, school, or any other place where you interact with people regularly. Friendly, consistent conversations help people feel comfortable around you, making it easier to share stories, laugh together, and develop trust. Let's now discuss what to do when a conversation doesn't flow smoothly. Sometimes, despite your efforts, small talk just doesn't take off. Maybe the other person gives short answers or doesn't seem interested. That's perfectly okay. It happens to everyone, even fluent speakers. If this occurs, don't take it personally. Not everyone is in the mood to chat, and it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. Just smile. Say something polite like, "Well, it was nice chatting with you," and move on. The important thing is that you made an effort. Every attempt helps you improve and gain confidence. Now, let's cover an essential skill for small talk: how to politely disagree. Sometimes, during a conversation, you might hear an opinion you don't agree with. For example, someone might say, "I think traveling is boring." But what if you love traveling? What do you do? It's okay to disagree, as long as you do it respectfully. You could respond with, "Oh, really? That's interesting. I actually love traveling. It's exciting to see new places." This way, you're sharing your perspective without sounding rude or dismissive. Another way to politely disagree is by using phrases like, "I see what you mean, but I feel a little differently." Or, "That's an interesting point, but for me, it's a bit different." These responses show that you respect the other person's opinion while expressing your own. Before we wrap up, here's a small challenge. Create a list of your favorite conversation topics. Think about hobbies, movies, music, food, places you've visited, or experiences you've had. These topics can be your go-to options during small talk. If someone asks, "What do you do in your free time?" you might respond, "I love watching movies, especially comedies." "Do you have a favorite movie?" Or if someone asks, "What kind of food do you like?" you could say, "I'm a big fan of Italian food. Have you ever tried it?" Having a few prepared topics makes small talk much easier, ensuring you never feel lost for words. Now, let's discuss how to handle different types of people, adjust your conversation style, and refine your skills in real-life situations. Have you noticed that people have different personalities? Some people are very outgoing and talkative, while others are more reserved and quiet. Recognizing these differences can help you adjust your approach. The way you engage with a talkative person might be different from how you interact with someone who is shy or introverted. Let's start with talkative individuals. These people are comfortable speaking about various topics and often enjoy leading the conversation. With them, your role is to listen and stay engaged. Nodding, smiling, and responding with phrases like, "Really? That's so interesting," or "Wow, tell me more," can encourage them to continue. You don't have to say much, just ask follow-up questions. For example, if they say, "I went to London last month," you could respond with, "That's great. What did you do there?" Or, "Oh, I've always wanted to visit. What was your favorite part?" These kinds of questions keep the conversation flowing naturally. Now, let's talk about quieter individuals. These people may not say much during small talk, so it helps to ask open-ended questions, ones that require more than just a simple yes or no answer. Instead of asking, "Do you like sports?" which might just get a yes or no, try asking, "What's your favorite sport to watch or play?" This gives them an opportunity to share more. However, if a quiet person still doesn't talk much, don't pressure them. Some people are naturally shy or prefer to listen rather than speak, and that's okay. Your goal isn't to force them to open up, but to create a comfortable space where they can join the conversation if they want to. Now, let's consider talking to people from different age groups. When making small talk, you might meet people who are much older or younger than you. Adjusting your approach can help improve communication. If you're talking to an older person, try discussing their experiences, family, or favorite hobbies. Asking questions like, "Did you grow up around here?" Or, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" shows respect and curiosity. Older individuals often have great stories to share and appreciate when someone takes an interest. On the other hand, when speaking with someone younger, you might focus on trends or pop culture. Questions like, "What's your favorite app right now?" or "Have you watched any good shows lately?" can help spark conversation. Younger people often enjoy discussing their interests, so keeping the conversation light and fun can make it more engaging. A great technique for small talk is mirroring, adjusting your conversation style to match the other person's. If they speak slowly and thoughtfully, you can slow down your speech as well. If they are enthusiastic and expressive, you can add energy to your tone. Mirroring creates a sense of connection because people feel more comfortable when someone matches their communication style. Let's try this with a quick role play. Imagine you meet someone who speaks very enthusiastically. They say, "Oh my gosh, I just love traveling. Last month I went to Italy and it was amazing." Instead of replying in a calm, quiet tone, try mirroring their excitement. "Wow, Italy? That's incredible. What was your favorite part?" Matching their enthusiasm makes the conversation feel natural and engaging. Now, imagine the opposite situation. You meet someone who speaks softly and calmly. They say, "I enjoy reading in my free time. It helps me relax after a busy day." Instead of replying energetically, match their tone. "That sounds really nice. What kind of books do you like to read?" This approach helps create a smooth and comfortable connection. Another crucial part of small talk is showing empathy, the ability to understand and share someone else's feelings. Empathy makes conversations more meaningful and helps the other person feel valued. For example, if someone says, "I'm so tired today. I didn't sleep well last night," you could respond with, "Oh no, that's the worst. I hope you can get some rest later." Simple, thoughtful comments like this show that you care. Finally, let's talk about handling silence in small talk. Sometimes a conversation naturally pauses, and both people stop talking. These moments can feel awkward, but they don't have to be. Instead of feeling uncomfortable, embrace the pause and smoothly restart the conversation. Introducing a new topic or asking another question can help. For example, if the topic about the weather has ended and there's a lull, you might say, "So have you seen any good movies lately?" Or, "By the way, do you have any weekend plans?" Small shifts like these keep the conversation moving. Remember, small talk is a skill that gets easier with practice. Every conversation you have helps you improve, build confidence, and strengthen your ability to connect with others. Keep going. You're doing great.